Hi, welcome back, you beautiful, beloved souls, beautiful people. Welcome to a channel where you might find anything and everything. My name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone, psychic medium and an author. And getting back to my channel, sometimes I do PowerPoints, but I found that it doesn't seem to have as much reach as a commentary, which is sad really, because I put a lot of time and effort into my PowerPoints, whereas commentaries are quite quick and easy to do. And I think, why do you want to look at my face when you can look at some pretty pictures? That's very self-defeating attitude, Jem. All right, this is sharing a little bit more about me, and I want to share bullying from high school. I'm going to tell you exactly everything. When I was growing up, at the start of high school, so high school in Australia goes from grade 8 to grade 12. You are usually 13. Sometimes you could be a year older or a year younger in grade 8. And I was one of the oldest, being born in January. I turned 13 by the time I started high school. Now, if I had come out a little bit later from England, that wouldn't be the case. I would have actually started high school at the age of 12, because I went to grade 1 in England at the age of 4. But when we came out to Australia, maths in England was a bit different to maths here, and we didn't do rods. Now I'm showing my age. The rods, I think it was white for 1, red was 2, I know yellow was 5, and I think pink was 4. If you know the rod system I'm talking about, drop a comment. What were the colours again? Was it brown equaled 8? You know what I mean? So a little rod, and the bigger the rod got, the more it was, till you had quite a big rod. I'm showing my age here, guys. Anyway, drop a comment below if you remember all the colours that 1 to 10 represented. So we didn't do that in England. So I was forced to repeat grade 1. So I was one of the oldest in grade 8. I had already turned 13. I went to school with a lot of 12-year-olds. I was very frightened by my high school. My high school, Indooroopilly State High School, had a bit of a reputation, as being a pretty hard school where all the druggies went, and all the kids who got expelled from other schools went to Indooroopilly High. All the children who were in homes got a bad rep. If you were orphaned and you were in a home, you had a bad reputation, and you were seen as very hard. So I was pretty scared of Indooroopilly High. So the first year of Indooroopilly High, I really did well academically. I came 3rd in my class, so I'm a bit of a nerd, but I was also a child who didn't really fit in. I did by the time in grade 12. Grade 12, I was one of the most popular high school students. I didn't have one set of friends. Everyone was my friend, but not in grade 8 and 9 at the start of high school. And I was a kid. My hair was a kind of a gingery colour, and it was long in plaits. I'll show my age again. If you remember Josie and the Pussycats cartoon, my friends used to call me Josie and the Pussycats, long hair in great big plaits. I'm showing my age, guys. So if you remember that, drop a comment. So I had long hair in plaits, and sometimes the plait would be doubled up. So it'd be, I had really long, thick hair. So it was parted like this, and it would be a plait, and then the plait would be doubled up, and I could sit on my hair. I also had a lot of sweat pimples, little small pimples the occasional nasty pimple, the one that you pick at and it turns into an awful sore that if you'd left the pimple alone, it would have gone in a week, but you are so vain that you're squeezing and you get a nasty sore. So I also had that. I had braces on my teeth, and in grade 9, I had a back plaster on. Now, this back plaster was made of cast of Paris. You know what I'm talking about, the when you break your arm, and not the new stuff, the old plaster of Paris, blah, blah, blah. And I had this on for a stint of 6 months at a time, and it went just above my bust to just above the pubic line. So you couldn't have a shower in this. You wore it for 6 months, then it came off, and you put another one on. All up, I wore it for 2 years. So I was not the prettiest girl, okay? But I was one of the tallest in grade 8. I grew really quickly. Normal children, normal adults, normal humans, their bones fuse by 21. Mine was fusing by 14. I was also a very sickly child. I had pneumonia so many times, and I missed a lot of school. But anyway, in grade 9, these girls chose to play a trick on me. And this is what I want, why I'm telling you this, because words are powerful. How we say our words, not just the word itself, but constant bullying, constant harassment, saying the same words over and over can do a lot of harm. In fact, kids have actually, committed the ultimate act because of bullying. And I myself tried that at 14. This was the first indicator of self-harm. The age of 14, I swallowed a bottle of furniture polish. Anyway, getting back to these girls, there were a bunch of girls, the popular girls, the ones, they play cruel. They play hard and they play cruel and they play bitchy. And I didn't have any friends really. Where I lived was very isolated. There were no girls around, and whereas most of my peers lived close to each other, so they saw each other after school, on the weekends, and built up bonds. So I was a sickly, not really pretty girl, very, very plain. And these girls picked on me, and they had a go at the way I looked, and then they said, they found, there's a couple of things here. First, they got together and they concocted, come on, get your words together, girl. They concocted this story. To them, it was funny. If they could convince me that the hottest looking guy, the one that you all fall in love with because he was the best looking, the one, the stud, okay? And if they could convince the ugliest girl or the nerdiest girl in the school that the stud had a crush on them, that was funny. Well, they've tried it. I didn't believe it because I had very little self-worth. In fact, I'd go home to my mother and I would say, why are those girls so pretty and I'm so ugly? And my mother said to me, don't worry, one day their beauty will fade and yours will shine. Well, Mum, I'm still waiting. Maybe I'll be drop dead gorgeous when I'm 95. Looking forward to it, Mum. Anyway, I didn't believe them because to me, I was ugly. So why would a hot guy like me? So I didn't believe them. Well, because I didn't believe them, and there was a circle of these girls, they went for me harder. They doubled down. And over a period of a few weeks, my resistance got worn down that I believed it. And how did they caught me was earlier that year, 1974, the year of the Brisbane Great Floods. January that year, just before the floods, had gone to Cairns. That was an adventure in those days, going to Cairns from Brisbane and even further with the caravan. And on our travels, I met a young guy and we connected. His name was Len. We had a really good time. We were at a river and, we hit it off. I even remember his name, Len, Len Carrier. I hope you're doing well, Len. Hope you may be watching this. Thank you for being a mate. And Len and I became pen pals. So I wrote to him that this guy, I was really touched. Little old ugly me. This guy had a crush on ugly me. So I wrote him a letter. One of the girls in the cliche found the letter. I was the laughing stock of the school. Yep. Thanks, guys. Anyway, years later, I looked at those photos of those girls, and you know what? They weren't as pretty as I thought they were. We can be so cruel to ourselves and start comparing ourselves with others when we are unique. Everybody is beautiful in their own way. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Yeah. My singing's a bit off today. Not the beautiful singing that I can do. But I just want to say that words, we have to watch what we say, what agendas we push, because real lives are at stake. People feel pain. People feel trauma. And when you double down on a hoax and trick and deceive someone into believing something, that's not funny, guys. That's hurt. Painful hurt. But by grade 12, I could have had any boy I wanted. But don't let me go down that rabbit hole either, because that's trauma as well. Because I didn't love myself. I did things that I'm not proud of because I wanted to be loved, because I thought I was so ugly. All right, I just thought I'd share this because my videos, that's where I share something about myself, where I open up, seem to do better than other videos. Now, let's get serious, although I have been serious. If you know of someone that may be going through a situation like mine, I didn't tell my parents what those girls did. Children are very precious. They're our future. And you are precious too, don't get me wrong. Everybody needs to be nice to each other. That's someone's sister, someone's daughter, someone's grandmother, someone's father, someone's son, someone's brother. We are all loved by someone. So watch how we relate to each other. Be mindful of how we get on with each other. I always push, please stop the prejudice. Please stop the hate. Please look outside the box that you live in and let's stop judging. Let's start tolerating and let's start caring for each other properly. All right, thank you, beautiful, beloved audience. That's another life thing I have shared. I hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up. I'm still very tired. I'll see the doctors in a week and I'll see what I can do about my health and brain fog. All right, I'd love to read some comments, please, guys. Come on, you're letting me down. Comments, please. They can be about anything. Share your heart. I'm here for you. All right, loving blessings. My name is Jem, Jem. Thank you, guys. Bye.